recorder Zlatan be set ya no wonu so gusu onu so set bi na say nei abrante ni modern bono e wo so yie pa je say our form a ni nema nyina ekoso yie de Manu to Bruno Fernandes and na die obepie mu Manchester United no je say na die yeso mu ngongon ye ya je say Manchester lele and bobo enema ekoso yie de Manu ye kopie mo Lazio dia na say nei Lazio for almost say bye bye to Italian Serie A bye no mo ye de kire Italian Serie A because na nia je say Juventus yusu a no mo so yusu omo bodro no mo so bodro na say niam nko yie emfa ma omo etiesi na Atlanta for the second position no at the aboso 7 goals 7 points 8 points and that omo ni Juventus in term and Atlanta for 7 points in that omo ni Juventus in term na say and 7 8 Paul Pogba and na dey say United 24 at the deal got to the name say ohwemu no on sign no church no ho because na madrid for tenchen no omo hwe ni ba ku mini say na dey utimi say and nima e smooth e dey man na ntia ba ni say ohwemu a ohwe dey nimu no ahwe say bia obetimi assign extension contract dey ma Manchester United dey by 5 years time no dey na so obetimi atra Manchester United na nima nyina enso atimi akoso eti say nima nyina ye fine dia abrante no obetina Manchester United for 5 years asanka ho na fibia atimi akoso Christian Eriksen and nedie okopie mu ewo Inter enko yie emfama no ni skills ni nyina enko emfa de oye nyina no enyina etie nedie na ese 6 months and watna Inter Milan na ekoya koma ye say wonyaya anko be free Inter Milan because ne agent egusu a ekasa say nedie ohwemu a ene se obetimi free eyetima di Inter Milan na fi wakoba bifoforo akosi na kan akohwese ni mabeko yi ade amana sa ena ensam no atie yekopiemu ewo Liverpool dia na ye nyame aduma Wednesday wo mu ni Chelsea ena ebo den 8 I think 7 English Premiership na no ena ensam a eba ne se wo mu say wo mba bibia kama na fi one left take up no abro mu Chelsea ebo Anfield. It's Wednesday whether they lose or win no omo pija cap no Anfield na fe si ade we just say omo anije be wie player at the amount no Liverpool omo hwa and say meet me apija cap no against Chelsea na enya senkito so much no so ga enya say we no enya betesa sa ena ensam etie Van Dijk e dia tuja say so obeblemu na ana obeblemu team na da obeblemu team no oso no na say oblemu no efise abrom ni Arsenal hie na Arsenal chom twa mo kam no ono na error ni nyina wo ye ya amanima ankoyi amfama no entini obi oblemu a omlemu ono na nye team no ogi blemu ni nyina e de esoa ntanta so ne kopiemu ewo Newcastle team a di Chelsea ni Liverpool dia na say nei abrantie bi esi na kan edima Shaka 04 na abrantie no Chelsea ni Liverpool ani di nechi pa na mo hwe animu a ne say abrantie metima kofa no na beka team no ho na afi nyema nyina akoso ni din the Westons McLean na di mo hwe animu a abrantie enso metima besi na kan the ama Chelsea ana se team ani din the Liverpool abrantie otimi bepie mu dia nyema nyina beko yie the ama team no etisa na ensam no enso transfer window ni de enche ni abie etini wa wo player bi to no na say why fast na wotimi akwakoto Ateta ono so sina kan anase oye coach trene edematim didi Arsenal o de atu da say esim 24 this kakese ye ba na ene wo moto players papa wo say players wo ho ombom humode mo nyama adwene say ya share Liverpool ntini ya wieo the matches bebre wo ho etini nei wo mo fa sika kese ye mra na afi wo ntimi to players papa na ni manyina enkoso emfa emo yekopiemu ewo Valencia dia na se ni mo brante ba ko ni de Filan Torres or the atuda was a sia de wunyaya ankobokusi na kan de Manchester City sia de ho na na de obeso woko na fokusi na kan de Mountain Tiaba and he said the agent eguso oni City for kasa no mo hwe se ni bebeko yie di amount na ne otimi akoka Pep Guardiola mrante no no mo so asia kan ye de manonsam ni nyina de asie be piemu ofie dia na asie komu ewo Joseph Agbekpo de Kenkon ene de atuda was in a perfect match pa okopiemu South Africa was it ho and okopie mu a it's not match na ye 12 was it round 12 ɛna ne deɛ aberanteɛ no ɔne no ɛde bɔ ani ne din ɛde Johnny na ne din no na yɛ sɛ aberanteɛ no wohwɛ mu di a na yɛ sɛ na ɛnkɔ yie na ano ɔte na ɔse 12 rounds ansa na otimi ewi ni saa bout na yɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ asam ketewa koraa saa match no na yɛ IBA bantamweight ɛna no ɔno so timi de bɔ ani a na emu ɔdene nti ɔse 12 rounds ɛna na edi sɛ ɔpeke ya ansa na otimi awi ni saa match na that match na 2000 ɛna owi ni saa match na sɛ na match na tough pa adima no nti na edi wɔde tu mmeranteɛ no ba wafo sɛ nei ukɔ match kɛseɛ bi saa na ɛsɛ prepare well saa ɛna nsɛm no ɛti ekopie mu a na ɛsɛ aberanteɛ baako ni osi na kan ɛdema dɔma kyɛnkyɛnkyɛ dɔma aduana stars na ɔde ato dwa ɔsi kɔtɔkɔ ɛyɛ biggest team ɛwɔ Ghana ha ɔsi ɛnei ɔmu animtia fama has na nso no kɔtɔkɔ ɛyɛ the biggest na ɔsi deɛ ɛma kɔtɔkɔ ɔmu bepie mu ɛwɔ yɛ adɔma wɔ ɔmu ntumi ni sɛ ɔmu ba na ɔmu dwen sɛ aduana no ɔmu fɔ aduana afɔ so ɔmu yɛ nketewa nti ɔmu bepie mu pɛ na nima ɛnkɔ yie na ɛno na mbisa Emmanuel na ɔsi has ɛnyɛ big na so has ba dɔma a ɔntumi nhyɛ wɔn asɛm wɔ eti Emmanuel ɔkɔɔkɔ ɛsi kɔtɔkɔ ɛyɛ big ɛdan has na saa na nsɛm tiɛ sɛ hand supporters ɛte na sɛ wi ɔmɛte aseɛ ma saa ɔsɛ players no pɛ kɔtɔkɔ abɔ asa ɛna ɔmo yɛ nti saa na ɛte na deɛ wokɔpie mu na yɛ sɛ ne coaches no bebree bu afu a ɔmo kasa sɛ adanti na ɛyɛ Ghana mpanimfoɔ no ɛba sɛ bia football mpanimfoɔ a na ɔmo ayi ɛyɛ ɛfɛn grassroots football na to nkyɛn koraa na yɛ sɛ ne ɛba sɛ bia academy players ne adeade a ne atɔm ato atwene eti ne deɛ na yɛ sɛ ɔpɛni kɛseɛ ne den di Emmanuel Yaw edu ɛde ato dwa sɛ onim the reason why nti a grassroots football no yɛyi ato nkyɛn koraa kyɛ sɛ yɛatete yɛasɛe no koraa wɔsɛ ne deɛ mpanimfoɔ nyɛ nneɛma yie na nka esco na aba no wɔn nyɛ wɔn hyehyɛ yie na afɔ mu fa nneɛma bu nkwam na wɔn toto nneɛma sɛ ɛbɛyɛ na ɛba sɛ bi academy teams no ɛne saa young players no wɔn nso betumi abɔ wɔn ho mmɔden maaso ekwado ɛna ne deɛ ɔkɔ pie mu na ɔkɔhyia mpanimfoɔ ɛyɛ kɔtɔkɔ mpanimfoɔ no board no na fɔde ato wɔn anim sɛ yɛhia 2 players bi 3 players bi na bɛyɛ 4 players bi na wɔn bɛ boost team sɛ ɛbɛyɛ ayɛkɔ ɛyɛ CAF Champions League na nneɛma bɛkɔ yie nti na me adom a ɛnɛ anwummerɛ yi wɔn kɔhyia mpanimfoɔ na afei wɔn ne mpanimfoɔ di nkɔmɔ na ma hwɛ sɛ wɔn betumi akɔpa otumfoɔ akyɛw a na ne otumfoɔ yi ban na afiri hɔ na wɔn betumi ato players na ɛwɔ hɔ no paa deɛ ɛnkɔ yie ɛmfa ɛmmɔm wohwɛ mu a na ɛsɛ players no bebree contract awu a yɛsɛ sɛ yɛsensan bebree koraa ɛfiri team no mu wate aseɛ nti ɛsɛ wɔn nya saa players no nso wɔn de ɛka ho nyame adom a October ɛna Ghana Premier League ɛba nkwam eti yɛbie ɛyɛ August no yɛbie ɛyɛ window nam to 2 players bi a mpanimfoɔ si yɛ mama asɔnte sɛ nyame adom a October ɛyɛ league ni ba nkwam date ni deɛ enyam ba but October ɛna yɛ start ɛyɛ 2020 ɛne 2021 league no yɛhyɛ aseɛ ana 2020 ɛne 2021 no na yɛhyɛ aseɛ na nneɛma nyinaa nso atimi akɔ so eti 2019 deɛ deɛ yɛde akogu ankɔ yie anyɛ yie coronavirus agye agu asɛe no saa ɛna nsɛm ɛteɛ ket okreku se ma Ghana fo nyinaa so nte clubs ni nyinaa so nte se sia no ɛnkyɛ yɛ start league ne pɛ odu bia ɛba beto national health insurance scheme so ɔsɛ odu bia players ni nyinaa beto so player bia bɛda so etu benya opportunity so ho do wa betumi akɔ hospital for feel na je so nso wetumi enjoy said nsɛm no ɛteɛ yɛkopie mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ dreams fc dia na sɛ dey ɔbrante baako yidi yakubu ɔsɛ sesi a ne deɛ ɛba sɛ ebia team ni mo no homɔden a ɔsɛ dreams ɔbɛbɔ dreams paa ama ɔmo nso atumi agye league no na ɔmo atumi akɔbɔ Africa nti saa ɛna nsɛm no tie flesi ɔmo koti mu na ɔmo kyerɛkyerɛ bi a ɔmo ka ho adwene a saa ɛna nsɛm no tie etie kopie mu a na sɛ ne Kumasi Asante Kɔtɔ wɔ meka kyerɛ wo sɛ 3 years ni ɛna ɔmo nya accident a ɛma plate bebree ɛkari na ayɛ basa na ɛno ɛna ne deɛ insurance ekuo bi ɛde ato dwa sɛ ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmo boa kɔtɔkɔ na kɔtɔkɔ nso etimi enya ɔmo sika ɛsɛ ɔmo nya na ɛno na ɔmo ato dwa sɛ kɔtɔkɔ player bia ebetimi ɛde ne document abeto dwa ama document na ɔde ba no ɛbɛyɛ fine dia sɛ document bi bia fault bi anim na sɛ ɔmo timi provide sa document ne ba nko ade a wo de ba yɛ de sika ebetimi ɛde ahyɛ wo nsam saa ɛna nsam no so ɛte yɛ nti wo kɔ no a na fɛ wo document na kɔ kyerɛ sɛ wo insurance ɛyɛ skin ni mu na fe bia aye kama acho ade amount ye kopia mu e wo Senegal de ne wo mu ni mpanifo akasa se ene de se eba se Tokyo ye Olympic Games no anka ye postpone na ene de ye mfa eno nto nchen na anka ye ntwen next year na anka ahyehyɛ ne foforo enti nei omo se omo ye ne ma ba ko mienu miensa se de be ya anka Olympic Games no come postpone e de akọ 2022 and any 2022 no mu no na fe ye hwete de 2026 na ye say sa ne ma ne ma nyina 55 at the ama leg no ene ma nyina kama enti nei omo hwe ani mu ha se nyame adom a empanifo ba je proposal na atu omo ji proposal ni tu pe na fe ye postpone bibia ema COVID-19 no ne ho ton na okọ wi a ya hyehyɛ bibia foforo ene ma aye kama ye gopie mu ewo Isaac Dogbe the Royal Storm abrantie nano ye hwe ne pa ye hwe no e ma je say abrantie nanim nyina asese na hwe picture ya utim se ni aboro na ma moja eturu ni ade ade a na no say abrantie oni ni sia never let o say hare da oni humpo say ni abrantie ne hwe no o say nye ne dadwene na wa bounce back with strong and just say the mindset ni nyina ye focus say the war becho no say do bedumu no say the abrantie no ede ye no ono so be yaw o so bedumu ama wankasa no wan so ya unko fie wan hu fie kwai eti no enugawei entoponko kasa ohoi entoponko yesi odo anu do ngura ebi engo eti emre ne krabia ana be kire say so betumi aye ana so ntimi yem ede onu ana kasa bam eti ni Ghana for de ye de ye hwe no support ni beturo ede amano sa ena ensem ha enam di ensem nyina esi ede amonyam ya adom a ubehia msade de won na fi me de politics and sports atimi de abro what ya say ti na no ball level pe no watena say na fi de nsem ni nyina de wonte ye na wotwi no de wanti nyina no edi ni nyina enso atimi de abro ti enche na fi musumi jamu na ni super review for no abetena say na fi mo de nsem ni nyina atimi de abro me di still chance na atubi and ase kese enkomo mitim ni nyina e wa chire ho for the next junior team bi aje wa kodie Akosomo ne yesa obusuafo ni nyina asi ade amon makra
me gain di Kofi Akpalo me na me leader LPG be bia me TV to and one name MHTV na me share sports beat me message program na that's the be me that's the be me eti share sports beat.
Welcome to the Maiden Edition. On this show, we don't only seek to educate, we entertain, we inform, we put a microscope on your celebrities, we delve deep into their sex lives, celebrity weddings, drama, scandals, parties, flourishing lifestyles, the made to believe. Who's making money in the industry and who isn't?
Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence.
Right, my name is Nesta Lenas. I'm the General Manager of the company Global Sky Security Limited. Global Sky Security Limited, we are an international security company which we specialize in providing security services to various individuals or corporate organizations. When we talk of security systems, namely CCTV, access control device, electrical fence, tracking device, and security man guard officers as well.
The control room is designed in such a way that we have radios, a VCR radio there, which monitors our vehicles when they go out for day and night patrols, just to receive first-hand information from supervisors and the team who go out for that patrol.
With the ICT part of the services that we're going to talk about, the CCTV security systems, the access control systems, tracking device systems, biometric door lock systems, and many more. So when we talk about the ICT part, that is the ICT part of the company. We specialize in what I've mentioned earlier. And when you talk about the physical aspect, that has to do with the professional man guard security services. These are professional guards who recruit. We do background check on them. We do profiling on them. We actually train them on two things, theory part and the physical part. Theory part for them to know how to work with people, human relations, and also when it comes to the physical part, how to defend them, to defend themselves in terms of a robbery or an attack. So, long story short, basically those are the two things as a company provide.
For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.
Yama wakwaba eba newspaper review segment our morning break jumedi so and morning break na ye twice say Charles the sports no akwa kogu ana newspaper review ni na eba so na me amedi mu tia me edi amedi so ane Akosomo na ene de oni abrante so no na nkasa say Charles
Yes, I.
akwaba
Yeah, you so raw.
jumedi as jumeku asoya sene Global Sky Security. Global Sky so someone is always watching and Leonard Holmes. And we better follow you with your various social media platforms, Facebook, any Instagram, MHTV, YouTube, any Twitter, so no, Marveling House Limited. We better visit your website www.marvelinghouse.com. And when you see bibia ye bia or pese ubia, and when you are na king or say no na away. Say Charles.
Yes, I.
Say na ye fear day. Ye fear da.
I say I am most Fridays and the other too special. Me some me card that Friday, you know.
Sir.
Me bowra nsem no sana na yesterday.
Say Charles, na watch mu nyina niema bebre sisi na watch me ne ko fi Monday besi ne entokwa e pai police for etoto nsuom chasing microphone na say Charles na watch we hu ne say
I won't say na watch mu de na nsem no different kakra. I can say we share issues about me kind one videos bi ana me share na a certain guy bi a omo ye on the registration no na omo be machines in there free ho eti omo be machines no omo dey free ho na say omo nka omo cheche omo chom so say ni omo cheche mu eti nkofo so gu omo nye omo Ghana card
any better machines no
omo be machines in there ko na nkofo say ni ente ase ke yes and top funny eh ana nkofo ni say ah ye hwe nipa egu ho enipa egu ho ya mo say yenya mam nko mo ma any reason bia police ni so like as a police ni so say minim say or pa guy na or ni we ni ham so say den yo bintimi hu
and no mo machine na say na
machine ase say obu jeje mu nti o me dan hu say machine ase o e bia say ni yes say o mo say mpanifo say so mo mfa ne ma ni mre o say den yo and you see eno ni ade bia me ka ho asem say Ghana ye mpanifo no enima bi wo ho a say wo dia ade aso binsa ade na adwuma ni say netie chiechemu chi nipa no Ghana ni opente ase ote onya te asem na ase bia wawie ote ase bia wawie na wo ha ne sen oh enti ne bi wo ha sometimes yen Ghana omo hu say yen su ye na omo som yen nipa ne be ye pani a onim say yen ye be som no so ahu aha enti onya TV so kwatena oh akana adwene no asori ko de baby skei so udi bi se me oh udi bi se me wo market imagine odi abaji enyepe
Charles na ye kan say we masaka insuo na asem 3 months free na bind my na sanitation ministry so almost spending 233 million Ghana cedis
Ghana yenye nkwala sa o
I say Charles a bit ma ban say as Ghana no almost spending
awe
in Ghana here
jai mama mi jai Ghana mpeni ko betumi aka no kra kire yen say
233
uni say me kan me be parliament and am ka say ska bi am dey man mpeni for some fanya adwuma almost see 500 I think 500 is 5,000 houses was then
affordable housing project
and am the ma your home is kanasa almost see 100 per look at all this
and say be a time no mu can say omukwaji scale na building materials ni price will low omukwaji wie na starting na yatutu ni ma say buy na na
tutu ni person be defend you in defend you because
there be say oman ni wo niam de afiku ni nim ni na ni yatutu ni ma
ba mu so nim se ni ma be tuntu oni scan be kan
o this can become wa ya Ghana for ni so ye bet na cha ka scan dos
mi na mi nim scan no until say even say chief of staff be ka say na scan tie say na wom enti na ye secret between mu ne empanifo until say mu twa ntra man ka no kra man ni oh na said yakoba ye di say sisi o say 500 no 500 ni scarcely ni beso e scanner ma o say anso enti we 100 say
enti o purchase say na insuo ne de no so no e bro sa na o mate so ana
scan omo no di account
Sir Charles
yes
sanitation minister do where that sir
Juji ni di on
so your mama penny into the see ni di
oh the mama penny money na di on okay o see o mu jale say jom di aka say e friend say NDC for the asemi kokoti na e cover say ye di asemi di etia mu one time asema ati ni geja kai ye papa see do say we go for tamuli na say ye che no on ko your press conference say ade na go na nko yi eti no kra me na wo ka no kra me na zi a wo kan obi ye pani na no je so ka no kru enti mi sero pass asem no mana wan ko nya asem mo nya no ka no kra oh jai
Charles Bible sumi mienu ni e chire ni na yera mahama e dan ne running mate di eti hwa ye nim say oh be ma no de ne ba ye hwe ya oba na de na wotumi ni oba ne de him newspapers mu TV so baby obefe bia no professor Dinya na egbo Charles Ghana ohwa Ghana ya ready pass ye mo oba abaye vice president
before me ask that question no say me Ghana on say na mintia ebiwase see omo make maame no popular no omo anso an omo san kasa say na de na NDC for ye de na NDC for ye na de na makofo oba na wi na be so le obi abeso o kire say oba no onye kese see o meba we are ready we are ready me dey me so oba obey president dey be difficult so be
nya me amini
abeso ye president and you adwuma ye see o oba obey president o Ghana ha no e be difficult and I say bia you do 4,000 and say 20
years to come na
let me say 2020 2020 enti 40 45 and now 40 eno oba betima be pray that time ne bia me say no e bia me ko se ne nyankopon ma ye de a
say na pa just Ghana for ye na ya just be dia to me say oba ba
be na ge oba vice mpo vice ko nya nye yo just reanimate keka aba no kwa nya ntu ye mpo no when I pressure e this thing so but you see me need the reason when they say before they e kasa won ho na nipa no de kwa me na ye wuntimi I don't know me need the mama na ye no it is any mama anko be sa e ni sister bi ana nanti bi a e ye busuani bi anko be ne sa say ndisi fo hwemu no nko yi na busuani oba ne mama ana nanti bi a enti nko kotra on radio on TV and talk like that it's sad it's very very sad country be na ebi ni your countries be bro why man na vice your country be bro why man na president enti say ka say ye ka ne sa de a ene na e man no mo parliament ni na say sake wom ye pam wom yes so say oni sa qualities no be bo ma NDC akona nim dia ene ma bebre wo a ye pam wom because bebre wo omo areas bola gusu nkwan go
bola gusu
e ba je say adwuma no mo ye ho na nya papa
na say mani bebre ye adwuma ye oh Renato Rollins
oya de
oh
e bia na me hu ye ntia me say da hu me kan say
Lydia aya wasu West Wogon say
akohwe kwa benya
I just want to say oya de
obodidi I mean bo bi aduo me say kwa benya adwuma bi anu wo ye ho
say me bo man ni di ko
adwuma bi anu wo ye kwa benya opa kwa benya ne na no ajewa te ha no bi sani ni ma je be kwa benya ekwan no enko yie ba ku sei
kwan na ye mre ne de
ye kwan ni enko yie ba ku sei o say mre ne de ye
ye mre say na o sori ye na anu ai
izi Ghana ni yawo mu no Ghana ni yawo mu ye say Ghana mpanifo o ba na de wa no kan asem a ye because wanya sometimes ya na eyenu mi o so do wa no ahyebo ebo hye wo hoyi ebo hye nye se bible mu bo hye nko na ye dangerous the moment ade wa no be hyebo ato obi so say maame be pese me ware o maame meto graphic we di amount maame me ye we di amount bra me ye we amount no e say wudi so because wo do wa no aka asem a eye ntam no de ato wo no ba nipa nhwe esole ani e de epe ya wa hyebo na 20 no or just like that no me na ma so be ba busuanfo so enye me na me ko za na bible ne kan e bo hye wo ye hye bo enya ntatatra ga na mpani for mo hye bo a eye book no wa hye de ato no de ato na book no da ho ni manifesto no
say ye dey nsem ni ko wie Lydia Forson ene ne nansa na Lydia Forson so ba be ka say o mai mo mpani for no mo nya ade obi wo ho starting project ni ye tu na fi ade so na project na ka sinwurem na ekonkon ho obi ametoa so sanke be ya opese ye hye mmara se ebia na nado ana ba be ye mampani sesi a ejuma oba ye obeye ya onwie ye no se mampani mampani dada mahama so timi be ye mampani a ometoa so enwie ansa na no ne de a ode aba begu ho no onu nso atime wie ne de
asemo kan de no kre because not from ye ni ya president ye current president mu na eyesa nkroma be ye president a ni ma bebre o ja to a awon ma ba nyina limam mu ni nana papa mu nyina ni
nana papa nana ben papa
oh nana do eh kan ke senti no na e banano from jeje mu nyina be jeje ni ma bebre go enti aba be ye trend a eye adwuma aba be ye trend a eye adwuma aba be ye trend a eye adwuma ene ha adwene onum say si aye wo schools bebre sisi murem
oh bebre
sisi murem
ye nkoshe
ye nye ya adwene mpo se be ye but ye see hospitals your hospitals bebre ho mahama ba ye sisi murem a wantimi anwie up to now ye gusu see schools foforo so what is schools foforo ne ye den what the hospital foforo ne ye den what the ye den the who see scanner obesa no the ye den abra enim se scan ni ho scan ni ho the ho no munye se no nyam be ko mahama forget e be ko na atamis forget onipa ba atamos nyam fa ni si ye woni mi se kufo stadium na no si okekos no wan wie atamis by no wie ye obewie no and ofre eye former president before by and no nyina ye de ebia no kama kama
So kofo na sha ase.
nice one but respect na man papa no de ah na yanu foi onye da no ye ni say abetampe menye onye na abese wonu nyam but enye fine menim na say mene father ye show bi na ye hwe eye tama so ni say obi na sha ase ye na na do akɔwie na mo de sa omobo mo nkasa ho sa ho ye ko wie tama enye fine de eni de sa ne afoma no ti edi ni de mamo mo so mfa mo amuso mo ho na mo fa ni de mamo wo ya na de no nyam na sha mo bi ati ase na ye fe oh Ghana de
Say a day in seven nakogoni ever had the mindset of the wise phone. I am crunchy some fee why de bremuni. He understands you must serve people. Example, service is derived from servantship. Customer service. Any business that offers good customer service becomes bigger and grows in numbers and branches, and a business that does not deliver a good customer service loses all its customers. Eventually, bad business dies. The law of servantship must be applied at all times. Remember, having a servantship mindset is the highest demonstration of humility, and humility is the only character that forces the hand of God to give grace, to reward, and lift people up. Keep in mind all manner of sin is and can be forgiven by God, but pride is the only sin that turns God to resist you from everything, according to Peter 5 verse 5. Walk into wealth and humility. Good morning. The Charles. Ahombrase.
ahombrase de ye ahombrase ye free say obro ho ase a eno a onse me de Samuel de ye fatomo chiro Samuel bre no ho ase na papa no woni nche no papa no wo mma na nya papa de but papa ne onu benya nyame ni adom eja papa ne mma no because of ahombrase it is obro ho ase a there are some customers bi wo homba o na ase a enya ade na mabeto ne hia o but wa ahombrase no mu hia so oba na obro ho ase a even in this media kra no ye wo mpanifo bi wo ho omoba obetena akunya no so na no Yesu ana ase obetena se na o interview na wa ahombrase de wi ana na kasa no e na ofe e na mema next time obesa me biem so I say 80 companies ni businesses ni ade no stores shops ni ade no se woni ahombrase a eno te na bia me ka say mate for say ye mate bi wo ahombrase to the stairs se oji usika kra na ne ho pre ne so do nsala mama ye obi won so a wo bisa ne nsesa no o me mama den so ahu o me de ja me mama o me mama o na wo ye no wonnim the kind of nipa no ebi kra na ne car so wo de fie no just a car no ne kondo so front nti ahombrase say say free mate for so adaba for ni mate for mu hwe you don't know mu hwe 90% mu stress because me have been that mate before my mate pay and me nim dey maker mu hwe enti sa asem we aye ka ho asem anopai ehia say mate 40 driver 40 dey adibuo ni ahombrase edima omo customers omo ye dey omo for car no osom eno ani e ka osom ho asem osom hia maka biesa ka biam so osom eye one of the powerful thing we ya unyanyamia ni madom because if you want something na say wo de osom no attach ya ahombrase ka ho a mami ubedu baby abeso ko ever na wo ko abeso du someone was one of the he was the greatest what I say he was the greatest no kasa ye aduma na nyame kasa che no te say nyame te kasa che say de me no to wa ye di nkomo no because wo som ye obre ne ho ase entama na nyankopon kura ne e kasa tama nyame e ne kasa da moment na da wo no kura osole ana ko papa e di mbacho wo frɛ me na so de me frɛ wo ye so I say it was som de ye ya so fo kitu abi abai o mo mpo som drama is for ba mpo som
Obebo na oko.
me ka me kire wo me ko kan me nya asam de but sound gina fo mpo som Machi, Otrashe, our possum, presenters one possum. What you say? And near possum, near ma, yeah, your friend is saying, young possum, my dream say, I dream say, okay, yes, someone near near home boss who sa, it do ho, because you share your case if we present as a case if we, some young case if we need idea, only now soon, you don't ask me into my brutal level no more. Tossum dear, about awesome dear, near who brass dear, a pa.
Me say osom any ahobrase ye the mindset of the wise akudu. Ye be hwe nsem a edi ehim e wo ye derebo krata no me etimi apensem mu ye. Ye fa the daily graphic errant parties to miss 2020 polls eno no sha say on front page ho na watwa so e wo page 3. Your children are safe. Ghana Education Service. Banks alert to protect depositor funds from hackers. In fact, the Ghanaian Times newspaper and so or say drivers made to die by hanging. And no, page 12. Airbus bribery saga. Interpol declares Samuel Mahama 3 others fugitives. Accra Girls Senior High School undergoes disinfection. Schools must close down based on science and medical evidence. Here we are so the Daily Guide newspaper. Front page of the Daily Guide newspaper announced arrest warrant for Mahama, 3 others. Accra Girls Senior High School disinfected. Birth certificate not for identification, Supreme Court. 2 cops drowned during Galamsey chase robbers. COVID-19 fund spends 32 million Ghana cedis. Since semne de na edoso pa e we der bon krata nim ne e be sha se ne e be fa the daily graphic no errant parties to miss 2020 polls omo de say de nim ne dada no omo share story na si front page no makoto aso e wo page 3 no. The Electoral Commission has sounded the warning that it will strictly apply the law to ensure that only qualified political parties participate in the general polls in December. It said it was unbecoming of political parties which wanted to seek mandate of the citizenry to run affairs of the state to disregard the law that guided their operations. With 5 months to the December polls, only 7 out of the 28 political parties have submitted their 2019 audited accounts to the EC. Besides, just 5 of the parties have met the requirement to have physical presence in all the districts of the country as provided by the Political Parties Act 2000, Act 574. The law gives the EC the option to cancel the registration of defaulting parties, but the EC has indicated that it will not go to the length this year because the time to the election is too close. Speaking to the Daily Graphic in an interview, the Deputy Chairman of the EC in charge of operations, Mr. Samuel Tete, said the Commission had decided that it would not expunge the names of the dormant parties from the register until the beginning of 2021 because the elections were too close. Sir Charles.
Yes, sir.
28 political parties. Monfa mo audited reports from 2019 embra. Ni enfa mo din nka ho. Ni enhu se afi ye be mo so ye betima to mo so aba. Ni na mu na emu eyipe 5. And it meet requirement. The here ni na asase ye na emu 5 pe. And it me di aba. Ye hwe mu so a. Dom dozo. Gum. LPG, PNC, PPP, CPP, MPP, NDC, say kweni, independence.
Obajaka, dati, yaka. See, o say, dudu osa no, enya hwe. Me dey me ya say 00 na mfu benya no. Na be ya me ya. Okotu sika to agu. Okotu sika to agu. Adenti na ye nkeka mu nyina fa wura 2 parties ni. Ebi ko NDC ne bi akọ MPP. Na these 2 parties no.
Charles say ebi omo policies no enye.
I didn't policy.
Obi a woni oba oba.
You have a policy.
Say Equiador nko say Ghana Freedom Party say. O si oba enya tuma no be president. Journalist woni na obi abenya ka. Any MPP minidi. Any MPP dey mombra. Any NDC dey so obi so ba LPG say so oba. University education free. Na no so say SSP na free. Why then no ho bo na na.
Enti no sa idea we eso. For be che MPP mu. Oba
MPP we munye ready so be university.
Wo wura mu a oh na say nanado buy no enye nanado na de na idea buy and na o say e be say ni say be betimi ewi and no ye ni sa ni o wini what you say enti nanado e no na waba wo pe na afi wo so do dia beto oh bi say ni and am person ye de be wini na wo so dia be wini hwe sa 28 parties here ye kan they are wasting their time because MPP and NDC are going to rule and they will rule forever.
It's my party na meeting in the end me be.
Party ben.
Some member be president in 2040.
Me say parties need to work. They will get opportunity. Me dey say Nancy Abaku ye koye first say LGP or say LPG mo. One say no. Ebi Ghana for be consider because of the post CDS or person dey be tudwa any ade. But no crash still no. Ontimi pa MPP ni NDC. It will be very difficult. In that 2018, no, I die. Obi say, me mami ekwedo nko de, I na musman because we too scared to go.
Oh, what too scared to go say? Adakabre ya na Iranian mate. Wasan fa a journalist. I see journalist who na yan tumu ekwedo nko. Hwe. Wo wenya ka ba ko. Yan to aso e page 5 inside Africa. River Nile, Sudan blasts unilateral move as Ethiopia dam fails. Sudan says River Nile water levels have dropped as the reservoir behind Ethiopia's Grand Resonance Dam has filled up, hitting out any unilateral action taken by the party. Egypt has also demanded quick official clarification from Ethiopia. Both Sudan and Egypt are downstream and fear the large dam will greatly reduce their access to water. Ethiopia sees the hydroelectric project as crucial for its economic growth and improving electricity supply. If Ethiopia doesn't fill the dam, it means Ethiopia has agreed to demolish the dam, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed told Parliament earlier this month. But state media have backtracked after reports on Wednesday had suggested the dam was being filled deliberately, though without making it clear whether the dam gate had been closed. Say Charles. River Nile ni the Christo Mreso River Nile. Egypt for Swina. Ethiopia forces so say ehon no munya omo hydroelectric power fi. Na dam ya yemma na ebe bufa so. Enye bufa so pe ebe yiri afa Sudan ni Egypt na koso mo no mo nsuo na ase ho. Mo so mo ndi ase ni yentum nsuo adabi. Mutuma ebe hayen.
Na ebe ha mo no na ebufa so na ekosi ebukura na
so ni say ni kuro.
Nze ni kuro. Say hon na say Egypt no mo ye powerful country.
So edu me process na say no person omo ne nkofo ni na atena se asundwem.
Na say nipa no ready anya no ase de obeye no why.
To kwasi aye nya aso.
Omo ho na nya aso no de menya aso.
Ye ni na ya kan Africa to kwasi pe soja fo na be fi ha si akoko no so akoko.
Oba akoko. Ye ni memo kwan so monko ya memo kwan so monko.
Anu da ye da ya kwan so de memo.
Ada yan kwan ni country I say
there be say country bia yi ni nipa ba. Inti Ghana ye dey say ya sunje man dey say ye nipa ba mom ko peacekeeping.
Ya mko ai baka chom say omko no. Omko pe bebi nyina.
Oye dey pe bebi.
Omko a because adibi wo ho a e common sense. Ethiopia for no ntimi control Egypt. And some the Egypt for nye. Ye na nsuo ne da yekrom. Why say nti nsuo da yekrom a e say ye de beboa ye de beboa mo. Se mo pe light na pa ho niam mo mie mo de munye bi wo mo side a eno beboa mo. Dan se mba say mo be ye ne be ya beboa mo be benefit mo na ono no Egypt ni nko transman ho ma kire. So mo pesa de Egypt fon pesa de e any problem. Say e ba ntokwa na ebitina ko e beboa mo pata.
Yet was so our page 7 was the move for no. EC must bring lawless parties to book. The success of democracy is measured by the everyday interactions between political institutions and the citizens they represent. Therefore, the participation of the citizenry in political parties offers unique opportunities for people to participate in the process that affects their daily lives. Political parties have an important role to play in any effective democracy. They are the conduit between the citizenry and civil society and the decision-making body such as government and parliament. Effective parties establish and maintain a network of branches and links to all parts of society to enable them to communicate and listen to the needs of the citizenry. Our growth is fragmented, with a growing number of parties contesting elections. This has resulted in the development of legislation, the Political Parties Act 2000, Act 574, which regulates the qualification of parties and ensure that they meet certain standards before being able to register and contest for elections. We expect the EC to crack the whip in subsequent elections so that we don't indulge those parties whose actions and inactions are offensive to and inconsistent with the provisions of the Political Parties Act 574. Send any kana wo page 3 na. And as you see, almost say parties na omu ni mraso. See the omu ni na be she mrase. And as yen yi omu fi okra. Na kakra na ebedi mra na so. Yemfa omu enhyem.
Me no mo ya adwene e na omu nya mra bi eba say parties ni hia be 4 or 5. Asa. Because ye kase ya be ya omu ti okofo busu oti ami be so say ba na akro bi krat be bia onya kro omu so beti bi.
Me say
Crowds over to be a musmiti, meaning be and come in for this and crab to be. As
come a fan advice.
and go for advice. And you say, and yes, I never, and you put for me poor bar, say, I have man a dose. It be a midget, what you may make me vice. Also, dear, ja, on it, a you phone one link pa, Antino. Meet me at a chink of on the oh, as I say, a beer in the way say, a babwa country. Because and your moon now to be to me. I leave it to the high expectation na yepe no. And as qualities na yepe no. Nyom nye ne benya. Oh, ebia say ya omo any part say 20 years na omo famara. Emu 5 pe. Enemy look at all this. It means sango for we munya no do na aka ni nyina no omo ye den. It here fan say 28 emu 5 aka say. Aka 23. 23 no omo twan den. Omo ye den. Me say ba na akua no konfa na dem koy. Because on this one, yeah, oh, what you say? And just say, yeah, yes, you know, but the class have the catcher. Yes, he can check down for. A man said down for a grow. Yeah, and turn from now.
Metal.
Over to man.
Can I here?
Cabin.
Also, journalists be in that car, so we are in the policy, but none of the different such as by one.
The car, yes,
say the auto, having no back crack.
The African to me. COVID-19.
COVID-19 chuma can baba. Yet was to our page 11. Women in agriculture to be honored. The Canadian High Commission in Ghana has partnered AgriHealth Foundation for the second year running to organize the 2020 edition of the annual Women in Food and Agriculture Leadership Training Forum and Expo. The event also comes along with awards for women achievers dubbed Gold in Soil Awards. The Women Focus event, which made its debut last year, will be held at the Golden Beam Hotel, Kumasi, from Thursday, August 6th to Friday, August 7th this year, on the theme Transforming and Sustaining Women in Agriculture, the Role of the Public, Private and Development Partners. The Canadian High Commission has been among the strong supporters of the event, and this year it has provided technical and financial support for the production of the Gold in the Soil Awards documentary, which is an important part of the awards scheme. The High Commission will also be leading 4 training and capacity building sessions aimed at strengthening the agribusiness of women in agriculture, developing business skills, and building long-term resilience in mechanization and technology amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. I say ye do, say ye fu, kuyayo. Na fi de man so ye kuya na say na ye bebo mama so den. Canadian Commission be som de ne say afin say de ye ni bia no. Ono so so de besi na ni so say obeboa.
On say ye o de yam ka say ye man na ye wo Ghana. Ye shada check home. Ebia ni say ye kofo na ye mensa kofo ka say eba football a mai ye fam nya hwe eba kuya de bia me mana na wini award sa since I mean nim de but since I mean say ye ma award wo
Farmers Day
me hu say ma ba bi da
ebi ati amada da na mi hu dia
those days no say those days ni ma ya ene ye hu ene ha adwene fi say ye ma award na say mfa ma ne kan wa na ye ne say ye o ma so a o mu ye efu ni wo soro ye o ma o mu ye efu ni ko so enti no
ya ye kura do kokura so ye kura
no
No. We also want to man.
Na do you fu na yes me to man.
See,
O you fu na yes me to man na.
oh, say Charles.
The question is,
See me
or
too.
you?
Me, yeah, so but to make I don't go into one thing.
No, to you, me, nim, the minim dem kwakota man dey. But na no so njire say, just like me kwatuma about to be sage kepa. Esa me
What
we
will say?
masori akomachi akodi lie. Akwa baba adwuma, na ma kotro a, ma ko send vote. Me nka say metuma ekwenko ma send vote, but say esa na say me be an for cancer for konya so. Yan to aso. Enti ma no ye bo maba so a eye ebeboa amma no so etimi ayiro mu eye adwuma ni yi. Ati ase ha. E mo so nya nkwanhye.
Yet also our page 13. Bank alert to protect depositors' fund from hackers. The Ghana Association of Bankers has given the strongest assurance to the public that banks in the country have installed robust information technology systems to help protect depositors' data and funds at all times. It further indicated that the members of the association would continue to invest heavily in the latest ICT systems, and that would make it impossible for hackers to get into their systems to illegally withdraw money. The president of the Ghana Association of Bankers, Mr. Alhassan Andani, gave the assurance in an interview following the arrest of 6 people who attempted to steal 46 million Ghana cedis from a commercial bank in the country. He reiterated that the assurance to the banking public about the resolve of the banks to protect their deposits and not allow any illegal infiltrations into their systems. Mr. Andani said against the backdrop of the banking crisis that reduced confidence in the banking systems, there was no way members of the Ghana Association of Bankers would drop their guard to bring about any trust issue now that the trust has been regained and the banks were running fine. Sir Charles, bank phone na safi don babo omo musika da ho nyina ho ban. As I said, was na nene na ansa. Commercial bank ba ko was obi a no ye dwuma bank o. Ayi na di. No no akwoti ni savings and loans company.
Okay.
No no so ko pay nipa num kan na ho. Say na sa de ye nko wia bank. Eno mo so no mo share mo dem na mo ye na mo send this kind ko man ko for different accounts. Tinkofo su ko yi score my account one police force wow 46 million. Since your bank so omo de nhyehyɛ ahye won compare IT for omo de ndem wonding pa enya de haka bia betima crack your system nimpo etime iska wo
Die organa.
Organa here.
In fact ye organa.
Ye wa ha ya ni ye kwan.
Oh, ebi ni o.
Ni say just say.
Bi ensi a. Enti na mu nim se ombo nkofo sika ho ban mo.
Ebia no mo bo ho ban ba na enya strong sir.
Enya strong say.
That's
because before obet me aka say or hacke eye bank. Pa ti me bi sika de na ese nipa no. Onim de oye. Enti e say procedures e di begu akwan mu a emma ye betimi a sure say ye bo bia sika ho ban. Enti say ka we police e hu anche wo ma. Na se nkofo di koye a etika meka den. Ye bewie na ya ye rati this country. Ye asem si a ene enya ho kasa ene omo ka.
So you need this my banks na sa man.
Yeah, you find saying accident here, empanifo aba. Oh, we are putting we are in the na sa brofo na me tia na me ya me cry me ya.
Yeah, when
Is in the pipeline. Sa bro meaning kai minim die be pai sa pipeline no. Ni yi sa sa adekona say on e pie da. Is in the pipeline.
say no dey asem ka.
Enti na me
The pipeline na your brofo.
Sa enti a word yaka e de ato. Enti da na be na since I win ye what to say the pipeline na yi adekona da. Bia is in the pipeline. Enti wey omeba the procedures are ongoing. Is in the pipeline. Na be ka de ato na eja hoko. Ebe mbese si wo so wa habeti. Ebe mbese si ebe se anya obi o be san be kasa. Ye copy ICTs. Na ebi say won say nti sa tam na mbeka say wo copy mo anya na. Enti man timi amie pipeline na anya ICT for na me adwuma na. For so many years me afini hu say nya correct ICT for.
So our page 18. Let my nomination spur us to victory. Professor Opoku-Agyeman urges NDC women groups. The vice presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, has urged the women's wing of the party to let enthusiasm that greeted her nomination to spur them on to allow the party to win the 2020 general elections. She encouraged women in the party to work harder and go all out to support the NDC at the district, regional, and national levels to enable the party win the hearts and minds of Ghanaians prior to the December polls. The enthusiasm that has greeted the decision of His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama is not lost on any of us, and I urge that we turn the enthusiasm into reality, and we all know we can, and yes, we can. Highlighting the credentials of Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, the national women's organizer of the NDC, Dr. Hannah Bissue, decried attacks on the party's running mate since she was nominated by personalities in the new patriotic party. She, therefore, called on all women interest groups to rally behind Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Charles, and Nana Mekano. Ghana for a man or say Jane Opoku-Agyeman so say any fan no your bandy. And a man in a met tiny. No muntimin kwa na December elections. I'm fan of falla.
I say, Mamma, no, me, where the story be am here, a prophet one.
The
nation prophet one. And on the ban, me nim shoot my omoye, omukwana, in some of course, no more ye, people, no more cabiana, will be okasi, see, dear, ya 4 bars, running me too. Oh, hey, sir, ya 4 bar. Oh, anything you may say. After we are say, none of a dear. No, no, we said your own. Which are ready and yet, home new grow no more prophet. Papa, prophet, also, the home idea. No, also, mommy didn't offer, no offer, said your can I say your cousin or say Chasso?
But as it say a man in a dinner.
Oh, I say money, I didn't. I say money, I support you. I say from the both MPP and NDC, not support.
MPP money now because of what's not I never.
Yeah, guys, I'm to Manu. If I almost support us, at least.
Yes, support and on me with election. I'm supporting them
NDC for no and support no to man. But before the most supporting ma because he young ma our a human at least man who's a man who a two-for. Yeah, your mammy for no yankies and baby. Yana Kitty and baby no. Omo na ya no mo high level too much into Mr. Wana omo si yema na no mo nim die no emra adwumanu no so mekere omo so adwenche ne ade ade ye ko abreho akogye adwenche eno a bia na yenye ase nti wono so ya abreho ni bia won so mayi nim die me ka so ya abreho ba say on say aha sa on level
here cut page 20. Your children are safe. Ghana Education Service assures parents of final year students as Zoom Lion disinfects Accra Girls Senior High School. The Ghana Education Service has assured parents and guardians of final year senior high school students in the country that will do everything humanly possible to protect their children against COVID-19. The Greater Accra Regional Director of Ghana Education Service, Mrs. Monica Ankra, gave the assurance on the sideline of a mass disinfection exercise in the Accra Girls Senior High School in Accra. She added that the school authorities had also been charged with the task of ensuring that the students, together with the teaching and non-teaching staff, observed strictly the COVID-19 protocols. The exercise, which lasted about 5 hours yesterday, was in collaboration between the Ministry of Education and the Zoom Lion Ghana Limited. Later, Reverend Adai, on behalf of Zoom Lion, presented some gallons of the disinfectants, microbial soaps, and alcohol-based hand sanitizers to the Ghana Education Service to be given to the school. In addition, he announced that his outfit would attach at least 2 Zoom Lion workers whose work would be to regularly disinfect and clean, especially high-risk spaces of the school, adding that this will be replicated in all senior high schools across the country. 55 Accra girls.
Yeah, we. Nti on person me say, omo anye say adwuma wi ansa na omo school for school.
Omo ye. Omo disinfecting schools say Ghana ha nyina ansa na Nkola Niko school. Na sisi anu say Accra girls Nkola no. Any teachers may be 55. Ebenya yare ni. Nti den a omo san spread bi.
this almost
disinfected the whole place. Thomas on Beja Zoom line for Susumi or Omodada Omobaye.
Akwara no be school omo school mama ya omo spirit omo so. Akwara no be omo hia say spirit because yale no nya say ewo mu nsam ni omo yam hu ewo eteta omo nyina because wa fam obi wa fam obi for and yale ni take say challenge no say you kata ni hwene na nanim yes spirit na ni we fine because yale we dey yale we ehu rough that means say Mr. Igwe be can say and no na me share the story na me kakra man kasa because na me say me soro won so untimi ntra Nigeria nka nchen say na yare na aba no eye o se na o record o se Nigeria krom won awon say yare community e fake you see omo yes anyina no aya na yare ni bi nchi wom enti no mo from wadi na e na bi chew e na e ka wato for 3 days na ho asan towa anka be su nyansa.
Yentwaso Ewo page 26. World Bank laws Ghana's agric sector. The World Bank has praised Ghana for being able to withstand the shocks created by COVID-19 through sound agricultural policies, even though the pandemic threatens food security across the world. Even though COVID-19 has disrupted the food system, Ghana has been able to withstand a lot of the shocks as a result of the efforts of the government through the Planting for Food and Jobs program, the bank has said. At the inauguration of the office complex for the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, the tax team leader of the World Bank office in Ghana, Dr. Shu Salau, said the bank was happy with Ghana for the revolution of the agricultural sector. He pleaded the bank's continued commitment to support the government's agenda to transform and develop the agric sector. He said as part of the training component, the government had made arrangements with the Israeli government under which young Ghanaian agricultural graduates were attached to kibbutz, collective farming settlements with Israeli farmers for technology and skills transfer. With that, we are infusing technology into our vegetable sector, he said, adding that the government was giving unprecedented support for the initiative. Yes, Ghana, I idea. COVID-19 by Adrian Sem Koboko.
Say, Ozen na make say, Tama na Rebecca say, ye ni Indian. Na wo be twetwe ho kakra. But I think say adiwe e yabaso body a e be boa man ko Ghana because say ye dia na e di e die na e ton ye dia e boa. Na ni say Rebecca dey bia ko fa ni me free abonten aba outside. So what I say, ya na ha dwene. It we opportunity man. We kra no as a Ghana no enyame na adom ye. COVID-19 we pa na hwe ka hwe aduane sem a.
Na COVID-19 ba ya agric minister. Enya ho beka si body eduro kra ye betime na be 5 cities e o Ghana for twetwa papa yimpoa.
That time no na ti that time na nkofo bu ye. Enti to betra.
No na wonim.
Na ni ma eso hwehwem. Enu ti na ya
no when say body eduro ni the 5 cities na na say e dey.
And me say before obekasa no e say wo check wo fat and some obekasa.
Ebi so call market be 4 mo na 5 cities na no mo ton.
That time no call market ni that time no kasa ni that time na nkofo bu ye no na e different. Enti before obekasa no what the can check first one, what do you check second, what check third one. It's before bekasa as we say confirmation because that time na Ghana for kasa say hey na dey na to nyema mi sesi na gale ana nke 6 cd olonka no 18 pobi ko 2030 bayire be say na 20 be say na kasi be say fia ba e 20 cd ba ko 18 yewu body eduro na no ka no say 5 cd na 50 Ghana ye ton body eduro 50 Ghana 80 that time no one of them dey free other regions the ban one want to tune because some say cars ne em for mo and even police for crime mo come mo wuram e jey some dey maka the car no dey ba no e so mo say tua ho ka ene ade so mo wetua first one o say ye gwa na ka mu am ye say tua etu oba no be ji oboden so I say etina no na obagina na be ka say why you say abura nim say atutu ni mu santa ka kra dey ye dey pa ye nsa na nya ebi nnam 2 cedi ebi etina nnam 40 Ghana na 50 Ghana ndu be nya be ka je say 5 cedi abura onye o checks ya then Ghana for be do atam Ghana for the idea atendie ne ye fa na kwa ibetwa ma etwa ni wi obagaza bi
see a World Bank so see I ya de pa. See etimi aso agric mu yi.
Ono otigana bi.
I say omo probias omo nipa okuro ni.
Che o say ono so nye check they said the make us say agriculture
amu
amu
no.
no.
Mu no de Ghana ye ne hwe.
Oh, yeah, bibi kakra. Ya boy ho modern. Said am sha say ndi kakra.
COVID-19
Ya
Ghana
COVID-19
na
ya
ya
de.
de kesi.
Ya de. Ni say on me sha say ndi kakra say ya de. But say me wan nya o checks yie na aba na abeka over 2 futum bi ani a me I won't forgive you. Because adwuma na ye no. E say ye adwuma on say nipa ni enema nko yie ni waka. Agoma pastor bi epichi no say hwe say wo ka sa ade we hu no e ma sa boshe we abom because e enkom sha esi nyankopon etim fulfill but wo be ka wo ma sa enkom sha na fulfill wo as body po eti ba na betu futu ogu ye na be ka je say na body do e 5 cd a abra adim say nye 5 cd 50 Ghana dey then it's wrong 5 cd ka 50 Ghana enyi 55 ni zelo ba ku furo na nye 5 cd.
Yet also with the back page of the Daily Graphic. Western region runs out of reagents for COVID-19 testing. 3,743 samples in freezer for 3 months. The Western Regional Testing Center for COVID-19 has run out of reagents and other testing logistics, leaving some 3,743 samples collected from COVID-19 testing unattended to. Some of the samples are as old as 3 months and have become mere decoration in the storage system of the Efiankwanta Regional Hospital. The storage facility at the hospital is said to have become full and unable to receive new samples for storage. Consequently, directives are given to the district for the store samples collected in those areas until the situation improves. Some of the health professionals in the region expressed fear that the fight against the disease might run into serious trouble if efforts were not made to address the challenge. 3,743 samples.
When the COVID-19 kosoro. On the Ghana COVID-19 kosoro.
Yan test you is your freezer.
When the your case ne kosoro. So we nyina gu ho. E twen den.
Omo ni equipment omo de be testing.
Nti ho an say omo ka kire no.
Nti omo ka kire ban sa ban empe equipment ni bi emre omo.
Ebia your issue. Ade we start here. Da be no start say omo kasa asem ya kire ban. Ade we start here nyen me na minim on say doctor ni no kan doctor bi me ka kire so onya COVID-19 an no ka say patient bi ba. O see mu test ade na mo ma yenhu ni ntam yenya results ni ntam say de be ye na nipa no ye owo bia ye be hu say de be ye no and nya ade ni fa gugu ho and keep him fa gugu fridge and try say for 3 good months when timi anka say
omo ni me am am de be testing
3 months o man timi anka
na eno kra no omo ntimi emfa mba kumase ana say ni
asem no ana baby western region won kwa na omo ye be ye ana
because KCCR ho omo ye test ni bi omo facility for
the last time I check here
omo ni equipment KCCR bit my testing
the last time I check here na enkranfo ikra ye so omo ye a omo si by 3 days time no ma wie omo ye ni the possible way say be ya anytime dey be who results yenum ko di nkomon omo tire mu say the next every 3 days bi ya so mo nya eme ye hu di ekọ entimo nsankran hade bi ya no ye case ne cost because ye make sure say results ne ba ntem what make money any ma bi am betim ya yes anima what work for 3 months 3 so even man who say some ba ka eh
nti eno no onipa ni name the status ntino
obekọ no dey for ye case me foro sa na enyame na edo yen enti ne yentimi hu se di abrofo ni na nka esi na say oh eya na eya oti nsem bi se ya eya na hyabufuo se kwa hwehwe nipa ko oye leader na chine bono because show otimi transfer for solid 3 months even na oba complain say muni ekwame na muni bia kuma se wo ho ye den akra ho ye den
akra no guti betima ya ma live on kra ba
ade ne kan we ho se man ye say etie ma me bitufie papa bitufie no o tie sa asem ya o tie o si eh na se ni acha ba August de ni na ewu nyame na se nyame na adom na June ewu na August na eba no
Yeah, the daily graphic, the Rebon Carter animals and Semni Nina Akugunti, ever for the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Never shall say our page 3 of the Ghanaian Times. Security personnel chase rioting Pandai Senior High students out of campus. A combined team of police and military personnel on Wednesday night chased out third-year students of the Pandai Senior High School from campus for rioting. The rioting students pelted stones at some teachers and destroyed school property over the seizure of their mobile phones by the school authorities. The headmaster of the Pandai Senior High School, Mr. Abubakari, in a telephone interview, confirmed the incident but declined to give further details of the rioting. Meanwhile, an eyewitness in an interview yesterday said the headmaster escaped unhurt as he managed to flee the campus with his vehicle when the rioting students charged on him. The eyewitness said the rioting students vandalized the senior housemaster's office and also destroyed the school's notice board and street lights. He said, but for the timely arrival of the security personnel, who had a hell of time to bring the situation under control, the students would have destroyed a lot of properties in the school.
Story we. That story we. Before I do get to us, I'm sorry story we. Me nim, but as I said, I just for no. I'm sure my mum call pa. As I'm sure pa. If you say a DMT, and I ask you, mobile phone ya day. Na avenue ya baby mobile phone na. Ni aji mobile phone film in someone. As I'm a bro teacher's phone. Teacher phone so the mask.
Teacher for the baby and your bro.
Yeah, police for me in the call, yeah. Yes, I'm sure man for you. And my meeting, I say, oh, me a man. What? You rat.
Debbie, Ubertro was full now the corner, or the corner.
Or the quiet day.
The young is over, one be soon. I guess you over started.
I'm pretty sure.
Ending, I can't start.
I'm pretty sure. To trap some, and near my some fata, a dear and funk or swab door on a brabo. The beer make us a Ghana free, a school for more school. TSA school, what could Papa be a V or Bob, what could school Papa Nevino? Crano, I could see that saying. And you know, be saying, and you want to be no. And I want to a brabo number to touch. Cultural exams now, also, people eat. Never one person and trouble but say, what may you be? One person more yet. Musician never be cameras near that day. Multiple body degree for public some bank as well condition for be so. Uncle for food, education more yakoja, Oko Kuntokwa. It's one of the champion metro. Gang leaders. Oko Kuntokwa. Na military for no myom hweduma. Omnyom hweduma pa, omunsaso mo myom hweduma. Mo machim pre yo machim enwoma ne nkyere omo say yes. You never be say me so. Maybe yes wow. Solid. You wear the work of 3 months. That's not the one. Next time, Bobby Sunya there. And no treasures in your police for now. So, which we are near the court. I bet you said we Sunya the Alpha. The phone mama, the phone mama, fire the opera. You phone the mom. You know, so no treasures. No, has been me use phone now. Oh.
Near Kyle said Jumekua, I saw your sunny and the newspaper review segment or morning break Jumede, a global sky security. Global Sky Security says open CCTV cameras are be show fie now conform about how office now they are showing employees. Omomoye nema basa no they are sure now we keep tabs on them. The security fencing crown now here will fear bebo fie who buy security man and now here. Global Sky Security say on one will last stop and koto CCTV camera bia ona mu ana wo mu achemienu ti se ba ko bia me hu dan mi na wo mu achemienu pepepe. Global Sky say wo hia we mu ni na afre o e was 0302 522503 and 0302522503 na omo obey security issues ni na amawa bibia entochema. Yet was so your page 4 the editorial Ghanaian Times editorial. Time to stop mobile money fraud. There is this popular advice. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. This advice has been repeated almost as often as mothers tell their children to stop crying. But not many pay attention, and that is why countless people fall victim to scammers, fraudsters, hackers, swindlers, and criminals who rip them of their life savings. Through various dubious means, these criminals entice their victims with mouth-watering proposals and promises, and eventually turn out not to be true, and unfortunately, most often, before the victims know it, they have been swindled. Only this week, two stories that was reported by the highlighted and alarming increase in mobile money fraud that is targeting financial institutions in the country. The other is the arrest of 6 people who allegedly hacked into a bank and attempted to transfer 46,129,473 Ghana cedis into various accounts of other banks. These two incidences are what were reported by the media, and that is what we know, and both the Bank of Ghana and the police have confirmed. But it is public knowledge that the activities of fraudsters and swindlers have been on the ascendancy in recent times. Indeed, the stories on these criminal activities play out anytime these scammers succeed in defrauding members of the public and yet may continue to fall victim to them. In today's information age, no one can run away from the fact that we are in the technological era, and the internet has become a powerful tool for business transaction, but cannot be denied that it has been abused by criminals to commit crimes. However, given the digital divide, the bank and the police can adopt several traditional methods in educating the public so as to prevent innocent Ghanaians from falling prey to criminals. Sir Charles. Hello, Pacho. Usika no. Misika bi ababegu phone so 500 Ghana cedis Pacho check na send the money. Na unim said uni the emissary won. MTN for en send the mobile money baba telephone number da. Na ubehe brofo nso ewom no. Brofo basa bi.
Ebi mukra unim say mukra de no mo chro small letters no de afra big capital. Na me story be a scene na obi frame me. One of them hello, umbacho wo ma send 2 million beto account me slow. Check ma me so na me de ka ite Ghana. Ma bobi se frame tin for ite Ghana na me de. Enti mi ansa na me nyama bi se mo money kra ko kra me come. And I'm oh sir, okay. And me no ko check ma. Me de some person wasting credit. And so when your credit na person wasting na and me cut or cut in ko check it. Check me man check kra na me to me for the phone to work. One or some frame me. Hello, if I watch check, and I'm say, I check you. But I said, me the car 80 Ghana, 85 Ghana, you know, and yeah, ben day. I walk, poo. We do also cause yeah, some that catch him. Oh, the car, I'm wasting.
Na ebi bu kwet me friend or say Uber send na ebi obi aka so me never mean send him out. Or say na MTN for block your number CC. No mama send number. We have blocked it. Or say ebi MTN for some no be kasa. Baku bi kra de ono akoko na yi ne mic. MTN office akoko bonko.
Say mu wi omo baku bi so MTN say dey MTN for di bungrovu. On say baku bi so ho ofre wa o we win award e wo MTN. Enti no me do mema e manager na no akasa. Wo ho a o de number o de manager na MTN manager ben general manager ben o be friend na benya no. Ah, Father Christ. Ghana for money na ho. Because there is no way say obenya MTN manager number.
No more managers in last me hear program. Manager and class will be a friend in the mobile money ni be did that.
Na one workers na go kwa managers na omnyom na makasa sa. And na wo obi afra ka che o me do na money na hello me MTN manager no. We win award into there. Ba ku bi ofra say to credit 15 CD. Now manager dey credit 15 CD here there. Manager only credit 15 CD here there. It's Ghana for my na ho na nkofo de azabi buye papa abi your friend manager ni manager na kasa e dey talk credit ni dey talk credit ni no your ball number na the last number ni ja last number and the German dey different one show na ni forget no na kwa na ode number ni my no say oh my friend mo friend ehia pa ana guy ni so oh your friend no but credit for man no onu asa di atam oh yeah no asa di atam we di atam basa asawo bi mi sika na mi sima mu mi so we atem di
police phone na sese omo hwe kwan a on betima fa so na niema bebrebe we na eto etwa onzi Ghana for na yaso ye den obetumi frɛ o maame na ɔwɔ aborɔkyire ne sɛ wamane wo nneɛma bi nti ne memfa mbro na Sunday sky ebetumi di nneɛma na ababedu me wo fa kura di bi di ne da
me ne bi nti me unyame
right ye ne abusuafo dɔɔso mo aborɔkyire ti ye ka pa obedi adi
me obusuafo be tudu aburukyire but omo kura no omo fa me nyɛ hwe omo fa ye nyɛ hwe enti me sa wo frɛ me sɛ me busuani bi aburukyire meka just ɔwɔ hɔ pa but ɔno fa me nyɛ hwe enti nya de wo ma me hwe enti
Yet also our page 5, African News. Fierce power struggle deepens in DR Congo. The Independent National Electoral Commission dispute marks a new peak in the tensions for the coalition government, an easy alliance between Kabila and several smaller groups formed after the December 2018 elections, which had shown increasing signs of discord in recent months. The breadth of opposition to it, including supporters and of the opposition Lumumba Coalition, the Lay Coordination Committee of the Congolese Catholic Church, and other civil society groups, reveal how serious those fractures have become. We've seen over the past year and a half that there have been tensions in the ruling coalition. Deputy Project Director of the Central Africa for the International Crisis Group has said, Sir Charles, power struggle. Dear Congo, Obia person no be mampeni wo kuru ne so. And I didn't to quite hear sikuru.
ebia na ekoso Ghana ha
Ebi se Ghana into quentin.
yes ye peace
Yeah, asundwe
ya asundwe man atame se ade
me pa asundwe.
asundwe man eti da almost some other African countries no omo ntesa Ghana eti no se we person di na we person di na se enema kochima then they have to fight at least omo no ntokwa na ebo ma omutimi de omo ye na ya semo African countries no yeah abrofo ne bi omo ma dwen bi tie we be hwem bebrem no bro ni bi sha ase no na yes ade ba ya ha se no bro ni bi no we butimi abeda adan na ya na ebo aye no that thing say Congo for nkasa so omo tena dimpanifo tena se omo hwe ne ba kuma because se ntokwasi na ebe ejejeje ya na abrofo na fa chire no mu wia omo nso wo oye ne sane manema na no mo sane nyina de ko ode ba hu se be wie ebi enom de Libya no Libya fo ni ba omo so no na ya se ye omo wie ompuburo amane de Libya ko from kra ya se those days ka Libya country Libya country papa eti Congo fo mo ni na ho na mo nkasa na mo trans dem penifo no hwe se de bia mbeko ntokwa de bia mbeko ase matimi ehu se we ni be president de bia mo to mo nkasa trans na fo mfa ni mambu apam no mu kwa mfa so a o metimi ato mo ni man because o mani ba mo so na country na say.
Yet also our page 10, vigilante groups growing in strength in parties. Kwesi Enin cautions. Professor Kwesi Enin, a security expert and head of the Department of Research at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center in Accra, has blamed the chaos that led to the death of a man in Banda in the Bunu region on the activities of vigilante groups. According to him, the development is an indication that vigilante groups are still alive and growing in strength in political parties. The 28-year-old man was killed after a scuffle at the registration center, which was sparked after some persons associated with the New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate for the constituency confronted brother of the member of parliament for the area, Ahmed Ibrahim, over reasons yet unknown. It is naive for anyone to think what is happening is a surprise, since members of vigilantes have now recognized the power that they have and are now using the power to intimidate those who formed them. And they now know they are an alternative source of power, and so they are using it. What should be done is that immediately we need to go back to the drawing board and find measures to really deal with the menace. And there is the need to be practical and realistic with a caution approach. Because saying vigilante groups, omo benya ahoɔden sɛ political parties. Because omo ya na eja omo mokɔ. Political parties na so na ehye mukina. Omo ana omo masika. Omo ana omo ma etuo ni adade omo de bɛkɔ akɔni mpɛtisi si a ne de. Omo amani ahoɔden mu a na omo timi yɛ kora no. Bebre na ɛwɔ kurom ha ni ntimi nye.
Na make say on say say hwemu a o party ba na wo dem group bi say ya etutu asem no mbeye because onim so ya okọ na ya o MVP na mo wo NDC wo CPP enti na ya de ya no because the party na wo so why say it yes na wo opposition o nkrofo no mo etutu asem mbeda because omu ni edwuma bia ye because okoye na echi na ye nya no enti o benya power to the extent say aban penifo na na sponsor wo say na no mbeka say na omo no mbu ama NDP for ba aban mu na ye yi mama na ya de enti no omo say nkrofo ni ma ani ade all these things is necessary enti entimi wi ni aba fan abra obi amu ayen yentimi wi ni aba fan a ye nya nkrofo bi say edutu asem wo omo sai yentimi nya san nkrofo bi they have become so powerful say unim na kaseti ama they will deal with you and it's serious see anye careful a ebe kakra no ofu mbe take over say I don't know minim police and military ombetima stop one because omenya government power and we omoye say say our from ba won so dey ba be adwuma and they are going to fight with you. It's serious. Me as my papa me ni ya 100%. E say ye di message bi tu kwan mu a e memma omo no omo power na guta omo ebe fi omo nsem. Enye sa dey be serious because me cousin and say yi ba bi sa omo say jama nkofo bi so omo no bo ama omo no bo eye boxes na ye to aba no gu no omo bo ho ban nti say ye pa adwuma ma omo ye say be and it makes sense. It makes sense. Enya mo nko na mo to obama one party na mo kan. Obi aso to obama ni bi. Enti de mo pe no obi aso pe bi. Mra na nso ye ese nya abotre. Oh, the assembly doors do.
Yet also our page 12. Interpol declares Samuel Mahama, 3 others fugitives, orders their arrest. Interpol has declared Samuel Adam Mahama, Sarah Ferno, Sarah Lynn Davis, and Philip Sean Middlemas as fugitives wanted for prosecution over their involvement in the payment of 3.9 million euros as bribe from Airbus SE to some key Ghanaian public officials. The payments were made between 2009 and 2015. Mr. Mahama has been charged with accepting a bribe to influence a public officer and acting in collaboration with the public officer for the public officer's private profits as set out in sections 179C subsection B, 179D, and 252 subsection 1 of the Criminal Offence Act. Philip Sheen Middlemas, a UK television actor and film director, is also facing charges for accepting a bribe to influence a public officer and acting in collaboration with the public officer for the public officer's private profit, as set out in sections 179C subsection B, 179D, and 252 subsection 1 of the Criminal Offence Act. Sarah Ferno is charged with accepting a bribe to influence a public officer and acting in collaboration with the public officer for the public officer's private profit, as set out in sections 179C subsection B, 179D, and 252 subsection 1 of the Criminal Offence Act. Sarah Lynn Davis, like the other suspects, is facing charges for accepting a bribe to influence a public officer and acting in collaboration with the public officer for the public officer's private profit, as set out in section 179C subsection B, 179D, 252 subsection 1 of the Criminal Offence Act. In Ghana, the Office of the Special Prosecutor is collaborating with its UK counterpart to conduct a prompt inquiry to determine the complacency of or otherwise of any Ghanaian government official, past or present, involved in the said scandal, and to take the necessary legal action against any such official as required by Ghanaian law. The Special Prosecutor, Martin Amidu, has issued a public notice inviting the 4 persons to assist his outfit in the investigation of the bribery and corruption of more than £5 million relating to the Airbus saga.
me mahama na me say bia ye mahama.
Oh, there. Once a mahama for me, that's a cream, one bed
Oh, those you come mahama pe na say bia ni say ye mahama na o kana asem.
Nipa for Ghana ni abrofo miense etimat na ho ada mpenifo mua e wo kuro mu boko saa age 5 million.
Say there ma say me do anya adwuma yo.
Oh, adwuma ni ma say me do ye adwuma o.
Eh.
Kuro mu special prosecutor Kumasi for special prosecutor.
It is ya sa prosecutor special prosecutor di adwuma na wa ya wa hu.
Say there be onye na adwuma ni na ese so de ba abontin ma na ko mu say adwuma Mr. Martin Amidu ye ni.
Say ye fa no ye fa no ye ne sensan kata na ye ka che Ghana for say oye o chi obi atuma na so oye obi hwehwemu a enzo obi ate a ene ye memete ase e ba ye mo obi ate ase say oye prosecutor oba be na adwuma ohwe wo nsemu na ese ye du kotum adu ba kutum ndi na aka che me say
ene ohwe nsem ni mu wi
ade nsem no
eyi mu de ne de wa hwe mewi nto ohia
nti we mu de wa hwe mo wi
nto ohia 2009 ebe 2015 ada nkrofo saa nipa ma da do be 30
eno de that time no nyam bai nti ho de mfa ho but ba ye say afi na ma temi du anya adwuma yo afi na wasate ye adwuma o cause no nya adwuma
nti no si wa
oba ye no na oho
busumi ni waje aketu
busumi no waje na ketu adi you know ye hwan na ode ne call mra mu ma ebuku no ayi anasi ni kene jepo ayi subeto ya ntenenka maami okoka say okotena voter register say na say MP4 ba e be chi na tumi up to now na asem wo ho ye ndi ye etinia dabe na ohwe mu awie etinim say we omotumi abu mpanifo pa dia e no makoma edu pa o
ye be chi won
na mpanifo mutumi transfer
say ada na we UK for me ensa they no point
say ye ase me hu say me mfra ne ntoma mfa word me hu de wi me mfra ne ntoma mfa mpanifo say minim mpanifo ko o bu won but me hu say me nka asem ne mfa because mutumi transfer nko o say omu ya abrofo nti abrofo no me ya hwan we ombu mu ya hwan
say Africa for na bebre na je abrofo disi omo mu kromfo
we didi me kan menya asem ntia na kanye sa pa mu transfer we abrofo mu
so ukrom ni ka ho nti
na me krom ni kan ho nti
why middleman to no metim to a scandal e bas mo amaji hu skabedi sisi ya na yerho
ese me ni da ho pa na ase de ye ma ya
yerho mo den yeah, so our page 13 1,870 health workers recover from COVID-19. At least 1,870 out of the 2,065 health workers infected with the coronavirus in line of duty have recovered and are back to work, the Ghana Health Service Department has announced. Director General Dr. Patrick Kum Abaji, who made the disclosure at a news conference in Accra yesterday, indicated that 6 casualties have so far been recorded, with 183 others currently under treatment. The number of infected health workers formed part of Ghana's cumulative case count, which now stands at 26,125 out of 2,064.
Edanyamiase say nyabisa eba na eba se ne dia yam hye ba na fi ebete no omo etom say no kure so omo atom dia na ye
So mo ba adwuma.
omo ba adwuma nti ya na ye say like say nti me bi say ne beba na fi de ni jese beba ya na ye me de ye mame a very good idea na omo ma eya omo ho nye ha na omo fa resource no emra ni ye hu se be ya ye nya omo nkwa bonten na omo nkwa tale mu nkwa fonfam
The doctor na onim ni
sa ti no sa no so the said doctors no so no omo kasa mu ntam na ye mom all the comment me bo omo ma omo so bitimi bo mo ban because ekoyi no hye ni groups na ne ho ahụ ehihie no go groups yi mu ne said dem kaka ni ba ko na mo kan most lines no
Gloves.
Glass.
Goggles.
Goggles. And no be what. Only problem is here, Miss Yaka. Glass, the goggles. Tiano, where they, betting about home band and say, your monster ross, and I almost ground Doctor, I catch you say, who should be more ronsa.
Maybe you. Such as equipment ni nneɛma na protective PPEs and equipment no need bebree. Nti the before no kra oye fi ne ho no. Na bia san akoka ne ho. Ontimi nsa ne ho. Nti bia osiso hye na bia 3 hours no. Wa hye ne 6-7 hours. Oh, nti se edoso a na ebe ma yare no so ati.
So ukoyigu ana dia hye. Omo hye no.
And the enye washable no de. Omo make sure some machine.
Na no yema mo washable de. Ni wahoro nti no wo ba kopa ohoro a wo de nu dot nsuom wa hwie ayegu hwie niema a ebe yegu owi a wa posem ha no da sen ho acha by 30 minutes time now what's akofo ade watu afọ ade ase saa na nose mask ye ni train ye ya ni se ye horo a ni atoso otoso a eye pepe te se de wato no foforo na wo so wade ona anam ba bedwene ku utimi sha ba 6 months no ato atwene akofo akoto foro ase.
I know na doctor for say
I'm
say you share the 6 months.
Yeah, shall I say?
Ya shabru so aye miensa na watwi.
3 weeks.
3 days.
3 days or 1 week.
Aye.
Because first scan way.
Na ya to fufuru.
Om be cheche ndia. Ene nke be ne sa. Kan nke metina 2 days, 1 day bi me kwache fufuru.
But that ba ko kran kan say o no the whole hours no in a day. Wa shabru so bia wa sha ba kwa abru so bia wa sha ne be 6 hours ba anyway no ape fufuru ashi.
Na o mani mu odi no I don't muni mana.
Ndia no say intina wa shabru de ni tu sha ne 6 hours na wa ko si ni wa sha fufuru. Ntade ba chi no na de o si ni kan na wa to so kama. No wa sha 3 times in a week no na what we go no what to fufuru.
Abagi akana we o kan go for cry but this go food di watam kura.
Yes, first so with the back page of the Ghanaian Times. When you didn't see me now, ABC the back page. Ghana Irrigation Development Authority Office Complex commissioned. The Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Uswe Friye Akutu, says government has targeted earning $16.1 billion from 7 tree crops within 8 years through the Tree Crop Development Authority. The minister said this at the commissioning of an office complex as the headquarters for the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority at Cantonment in Accra yesterday. The occasion also saw the handing over of 4 refrigerated vehicles known as the refree vans for the GIDA under the Ghana Peri-Urban Vegetable Value Chain Project. The vans were presented to 4 implementing partners: HMR Organics, BB Veggies, AB Farm Ventures, and D Fresh. The 950 World Bank funded GIDA office complex comprises a server room, irrigation promotion center, electronic library center, computer room, legal, among others. According to Dr. Akoto, although cocoa has been the country's leading crop earner, there were other crops which have remained untapped into, despite their significant economic gains in the country. There are other cocoa which God has given us, yet we have not developed it. Sir Charles.
Yes, I.
Irrigation plants, you have vegetables, me ade. And as I say, I hear Irrigation Development Authority Office. And I feel so your mom freezers. I pay freezers and mom freezers come my mama. Omo the vegetables ni ade begu ma ense obet ma akwa distributions. Ama omo mo tonton na yam. Nti na say the agric no yekoye ni mo
say. Oh, yekoye. Ye boy on what
agric dey na say ya foro kra.
Adwuma na na ye no. Obese oman kronkron Ghana adwuma ni betimi aye. Na ya na akai kakra. Ende ya na akai kakra tibi. Adwuma de ye bo ebisu a ye bo a be sure say ebetimi edu sa mpeso na ye hwehwe no. Ye bo mabaso. Abasobode ne mamele mi hu ne ma bi se ya na mani age. Na abasobode na me de me bo mpanifo dan say de bia na sese ye kan ya adwene de kire mu ne ade ade. Nti be de abasobode ene ye bo mpanifo so ma take all these measures dey agugu am say ebebo ama ye no so so ne betimi anya bi ne ye di na ne makoso kama. Nti ye.
Omo target say ebenya by the end of the year ebenya $16.1 billion. Na yetimi dey aboa oman Ghana e wo niema bebre economic no mu no. Ehun ni say agriculture agriculture we say kua your pani e maga na ska ba nta me di akua do nkwa se me tum no se wo do kua nko ade ka no betima
akua do nkwa asem nsi jaika na sase no nim ba bi da
na wani krom ho kwan na so ba bi
ba se wonim
minhui
unhu ne kase ye ene
but aso
oh wanhu ne kase ye
da bi
unhu ne kase ye na wo ye
aso
we na dan ne kase ye kura
oh da bi
ade we na ha kura aso sen
oh oye kua o
eba ono kua be fa na akua ese nti no de akua do nko no
kua do nkwa oye kua say ya the Ghanaian Times in seminar akogu no ye kwakwaji abofo nkrato ye ba ye the daily guide in seminar and suburban.
Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence.
Right, my name is Nesta Lenas. I'm the general manager of the company Global Sky Security Limited. Global Sky Security Limited, we are an international security company which we specialize in providing security services to various individuals or corporate organizations. When we talk of security systems, namely CCTV, access control device, electrical fence, tracking device, and security man guard officers as well.
The control room is designed in the way that we have radios, a VCR radio there, which monitors our vehicles when they go out for day and night patrols, just to receive first-hand information from supervisors and the team who go out for that patrol.
With the ICT part of the services that we're going to talk about, the CCTV security systems, the access control systems, tracking device systems, biometric door lock systems, and many more. So when we talk about the ICT part, that is the ICT part of the company. We specialize in what I've mentioned earlier. And when you talk about the physical aspect, that has to do with the professional man-guard security services. These are professional guards who recruit. We do background check on them. We do profiling on them. We actually train them on two things, theory part and the physical part. Theory part for them to know how to work with people, human relations, and also when it comes to the physical part, how to defend them, to defend themselves in terms of a robbery or an attack. So, long story short, basically those are the two things that the company provides.
For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.
A sign Emma Kwaba Bium Eba newspaper review segment our morning break Jumedian so your daily graphic any Ghanaian Times and Semino Akoguni de Befa the daily guide newspaper and daily guide newspaper near shall say our page 4 the editorial support alma mater old boys and girls. If there is a time when senior high schools need the helping hand of their old boys and girls, it is now. We are yet to see a flurry of activities from these old boys and girls towards supporting their alma mater with face masks and other stuffs required to keep students and staff safe. The COVID-19 health emergency has provided a rare opportunity for all support in varied ways. Not doing something by the thousands of old boys and girls is not an option. Many of the old boys and girls, it would appear, are waiting to be prompted about their responsibilities at this time to their old schools. A few are engaged in radio station and partisan rhetoric, even as students in their old schools, enjoying the largesse of the state in the area of free senior high school, hardly remember that they too can support in their own way. There is abundant blessing in giving, and we exhort our old boys and girls not to wait any longer, but to rise up to the occasion. After all, face or nose masks, soaps, and other items are not expensive. The faces of old boys and girls should not be seen in their old schools, only when admissions are required. Old boys and girls must be in constant touch with school heads for discussions about emerging developments such as COVID-19, which as a pandemic has spared no country. We shall provide the necessary coverage for donations by senior high schools by their old boys and girls. Sir Charles.
Yes.
Na asemi maybe sir go school.
Yes, and SS.
SS.
SS. Her friend say between praise be.
Betchem Presby. Na sisi ayesi old boys and girls mo nko support mu school. Sisi ya no mu hia mu face masks ne ade no. Eni afa ya mo mo twen mu na obasusu enye school a. Ana school na obani nya ya wo mpa wo say na mbesi na mefa nko betchem na miwie betchem ntine me kwa ya beje wa fel so.
That's true.
The old boys and girls are same yeki.
It is all kind of radio station and TV station.
I say be mu here more radio stations and TV stations. I be mu di abansika di some farm one school.
Oh no.
Abansika so say the baby dey did da.
I say me nya abansika ni. Me nya abansika ni. Me nya adwuma GTV ni. Na abeka. It is na we see.
Unya abaya adwuma kra na. Let us unya abaya adwuma kra na. I say unya bi koma school.
Na me bisa say who is school.
O say
Who is school.
Benkum.
Ameka say me.
Late heya.
Na abana ngoza kra na die mpo no ye de ama. E na me na me tin ba bi dwen ho na.
Sa abaya ne ye ne chefa. Omo ni na eko school na abaya ne ma obi a nose mask me ensa ne sanitizer.
Me man kasa school no mu bi.
Ento na bi na umpese nkola ne metro omo so hwe chat for na na.
Enyi ma mi
Wuti wan kase.
Na nkan kire abani so mi school so yo. When you see why you're ready, so be so ye bibia.
Then you take
no. You take all full responsible. As I say, tie, what will be a school? What's necessary? Yeah, can say mama mienu. Musu be because mama mia enye. Etino. Say before move to schools muno. Ele say move read scientists ni ade. You me manya science. And I mean scientists who asem. Etimo na mo come asem. Fine. Me man sha musu mu school. So
Sir Charles, abaya ye ni film de obi e school ye. Akwala bi e kon oma na wasabu nose mask miensa. Oma akwala bi sanitizer. Aduane omguso school say free na na omguso di koi.
And I'm saying nkan so.
Nti abaya ye so we wi school wo di tu ho say uko bechem president. Obi e bisa was me ko bechem president. Then na we abu bechem man.
Say nkan so mo kochu. COVID-19 ni kwa no mako. Abrofo no kwa bi e tro online exams. Omoncho exams do online.
Yeah, you could for your class e tro online exams e dey to kwa bai.
Say omonga sa munye wanyu school no po. It is abano. What take decision? Me yeah say what take decision say obeye dia then onye ni fully. I say papa o ya dia mama ya. Eso ye unim so ready dia ni fully. Enkofro mo of aso ngaboa. And I'm of a cran na we go school poetry attention to become enkofro because why ready to be.
So go school want service to school.
They say omo me small bi aso.
School pledge one kind me that one to school anthem.
Na me nya de o.
Yeah, twice so our page 5 say Charles say so someone do inside. Yeah, twice so our page 5 world news. Mediators between Mali meet their rivals to resolve crisis. Representatives from the West Africa Regional Grouping, ECOWAS, led by former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, are in Mali and have met President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, Prime Minister Boubou Kessi, and an influential imam in the country. They are expected to meet separately with opposition leaders and civil society organizations on Thursday. Mr. Jonathan has expressed optimism that his mission will yield positive results. He said they are in Mali with a message of peace and progress. The Malian Opposition Alliance, the June the Malian Opposition Alliance, the June 5 movement, has called off protests scheduled for Friday and said it would instead hold memorial services for victims killed during the week of demonstration. Omo by no started demonstration say omo mpese President Boubacar Keita etna so biom. Nti ebe ya wonko na papa yesu say me kwan. Say meti he ni na de tokaba na nipakum. Na eko wase tu nipa. Aba betu to good like Jonathan Odi Nigeria so ansa na ye papa yi be. Na omaba good like say ondo no worry she mu say o make asa bi o make asa wie na bibia to ne kwan mu na nkofo ne janto. Omo say anka ne kantokwa no mu di gyina den enso megyae se omo de be ya wufu so mama omo antokwa ne bae ne na ye de ko
se on se de me se na me kan hwede Congo fo di na hwe Nigeria Mali se minim de omo de na what so swale o se men swale ena omo no mu de na wakoye ne se ase obu oje kunya na chena so a ase onya hinni e no di as yi but see I na way say 4 years ni so as e to aba ni you 4 years so as e to aba ni you and there is no way say we call no post there be e say yenya nkrofo ma yadan omo no ukọ competition no ni e to so ba ni unza ampa ya to so papa nya say obi akosin eti otena so for 30 years so as those days ni ye we di su kakra na ya toba na yi we nu ya bro so bi to obi aba o di beautiful na ba onko 30 years dey na age ti be wi agina fei bribe and corruption na ekoso eti bia na omo kan odi su bebre a we du babi no abu ju adwuma na ayen na nye kama adwuma na fi du babi na enkoyi mo se fe me say party members ni bia kwa na wona se.
Yet also our page 6, birth certificate not for identification, Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has declared that a birth certificate cannot be used as a form of identification to establish the identity of the bearer. The court, in an unanimous decision, held that a birth certificate does not link the holder of the information on the certificate, hence it cannot be used as a form of identification which qualifies a person to be voted in the voters' registration exercise. It was the opinion of the court that a birth certificate does not provide evidence of a person's citizenship and therefore does not satisfy Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution, which lays down the qualification of a person to be registered as a voter in Ghana. The court gave the decision in a consolidated suit filed by the National Democratic Congress and one Mark Techi Benson, challenging the decision of the Electoral Commission to compile a new voters register. The court delved into its decision in allowing the EC to compile a new register of voters as against the claims by Mr. Techi Benson that the EC can compile the register only once and subsequently update it from time to time as per the letters of Article 45 subsection A, which is not accurate. The court held that Article 45 subsection A, which read together with Article 297, confers power on the EC to compile a register of voters, which may be exercised from time to time and not only once. The court said it had noted that, as a matter of fact, it is not the first time that a new register for voters will be compiled since coming into force of the 1992 Constitution. A new register was compiled by the EC in 2012 under CI 72. Sir Charles. For so the aqua birth certificate and the trace of your gun. Into Tintinan Chain for birth certificate to register new voters ID.
No somebody no so can one because also no so
and trace of your gun and you.
Sir.
Oh, Debbie. I say Malinia, I won a Ghana has a year. Birth certificate and trace of your gun.
Sir Ebian, sir, no almost Ghana. Also.
Ghana was one.
And I will be a Malinia. So no say a Malini. And I know your montro.
Fanny say, my no papa. Eh, South Africa for me. I bet Ghana. Where Ghana?
Oh, you're Ghana.
Birth certificate is also Ghana because I had
because me need a birth certificate. I can. Me nibi.
Irana say we
Say no bu ho a. Say me nyanta for this. Tama mo akoya on passport. Enom ko ye bi. Me ye wo onze wo weighing card wo ho ide be ma. hana de ho ba ne nan kasa de most nye first kwa no nye first no nye na nsia no masa so do tete no nye eno ye wo ane aye we nka ne de mo na de ko ntu unye sika no ahoye no aja se and the make an say you be see me hu say no ye tro Ghana wo so ana e bia wo ye Ghana ni ne ba wo a ye wo a
baby how mama fi any papa fi na wo so
an na wo so an ne so mo sesan
baby o enye unze Ghana ha say Ghana ente se kuro bia te se Canada say be me wo me ba wa Canada me ba ne ye Canadian citizen ye wo Ghana ye citizen by birth e wo Ghana be no ntire say wo ye Ghana ni
eno na se mo sesan no mo ye no fofo
nti enya wo ha na say ye wo Ghana ni by force
wo ye onye Ghana ni a only because of yen ni system a di wait sa ne ma ni ntina ma ye sa ne cause abrofo no mo system a o mutimi di yes okay wo ya wo so eno on za abrofo do ka du na tuaka etua ye wo a ye wo ho etua oka enu ntina mo ye ne sa nti ye wo ti se bia ti obi se job blessing ko wo ni ba wo ho yi o ye Ghana ni die but tama ye wo no up to se obenyi ne kakra ni etua nkwala ne ka eti ni ya ne say bia oye bia o so be half American and half Ghanaian and ho what I say eti yeso Ghana no so you me bia ma nipa ne nya onye Ghana ni die but in a way say ono ntimi nto aba wa ha e ba so obetuma koto no but Ghana ni a oye Ghana ni mapa no ye testify so Ghana ni die say man ni so Ghana
na me na testify so Ghana ni
oh na de nti yinim Ghana ho
oh menim broni be e friend kwabna boatim
onye Ghana ni
me oye tuntum ni mani na ye tuntum ye friend kwabna boatim
oye obroni
ai so ye tuntum
ye abro hospital for ni say oye obroni
anka
enti that means oye obroni
and there be hospital for nim omo muturo about odin omunim won baby asem ni na afi
omo mo tro da about one
ai omo muturo odin
na so ntimi fa no so nkoto aba
say na kan tin omo say enye guarantee say e be kire say we gan because oye tuntum enso papa ye broni oba ye o say friend kwabna boatim onu ama ne hu din okuro yi mu say friend kwabna boatim na okura birth certificate ya cho kwabna boatim na oba center ni say oba be true ni din a say oba true ama ni because we din na ye den kwabna boatim oye Ghana ni
oye obroni
so oye tuntum
oye obroni ye tuntum
ai
eh
oye black American oye tuntum
oye black American e kra so na ana also ofri fa
so e ko ni
aso oye black American dey asend obetima ka so oye obroni o Ghana ni
onya Ghana ni
nya Ghana ha nya say ebia obi wo ya wo Ghana
ya woni krom ha ofia brotire na ba
obi wo ho a ne maame ne papa yo Ghana ni
omo nya Ghana fo
ye ne papa ne maame yo obroni what am I kind of yeah Ghana for maintenance you also yeah not testimony what of what we need to
aso omo na kro na aso no mufi
na maame na opa nyina yo obroni
omo na ya black American
and no because black American no na still fi baby
na si fi baby say no chese na si Ghana ha nefi
also ye kwani also ni maame
omo say
na say waka che also ye kwani die
o
Nigeria for bebre o mo to aba and up to now they will still vote me see baby and now me call ye no mo trade that road so mami wo so mami di position so futo go pa na eba and so say da o ye Ghana ni o mo hwehwe nkrata mo hwehwe mu mami se me see me ye Ghana ni we dey come ye Ghana
say me onu ye Ghana ni ampa na ni me se Togo ni
oh dear me see me o David bi o kwabenya up to me so o David o hwe me David ye igbeni o Togo and so o bita Ghana
ka o ya igbeni no fi Togo
o ye say Togo ye voter region for no ho any o Togo for no ho
enti oye mu de
o fi Togo
na se Ghana card obet me kra ye indicate to e Togo
oh me so ko register
ye be indicate to e Togo ni wo so
why
Ghana card
o bu be nyina u ja no bu be a o ye mbese o
Yet one seven so your page 8 of the Daily Guide newspaper. Sorry. KSM Mon said in fake news. Kweku Sintim Misa is not enthused about the rate at which fake news has lately taken over the media space. According to him, aside from COVID-19, scariest thing now is fake news. The veteran comedian and TV host who made this observation in a recent tweet added that the worst of it all is the fact that people who should know better are the ones who are even sharing fake news without verifying. The scariest thing to me outside COVID-19 is the advanced level of fake news. Even scarier, it is the so-called intelligent, gullible ones who quickly share without thinking. Although the deliberate making up of news stories is nothing new, the advent of social media has made it prevalent. In Ghana, some people quote the extent of even issuing fake press releases on behalf of government agencies and other organizations, which are always denied in the end. Fake news.
no kura pa.
Say eja ko di ise. Papa enwe musiwawu.
Na.
Ni na to ye ni fun ni na kura to.
Mini the reason why say body pa utusa.
Una
Ghana ha ya nana de abo na utopai. Yebo eyi utumfo utopai. Eyi Adamo si de na de na odi mu yi.
Oye bo na utobai fo ansa no.
Na eyi abranti eje kosi abon. Na minim
Maybe all crowd no assign the press release about was a police force omo fe nipa. Amoma be a training and so nyampa.
Da bi o nti se wo pese wo blog no nkofo ko hwa a. Sa na ese ye no.
Anya bloggers ne nkwa na di sa adwuma no. Ebi man ka se twa no mo de send nkofo WhatsApp he na na do start ni way anajo nkomo he one ye boda 8 o'clock. Fellow Ghanaians. Time we know ikura fellow Ghanaians wa be kasa kra na yetime issue say fellow Ghanaians wa be kasa ene. Afi we ko na fellow Ghanaians be kasa Sunday. And so Friday near that to us a fellow Ghanaians make us. Yeah, near some brand.
Yeah, person ye force so LED. I say udi nyankopon ni mu kan. And you better ahwe. E say udi nachi no no bon ho ban. Enti on say e say aban ye word. I was ankofon so because me o study say issue ni say obi bi obema fake news bi e be chine bia na so be hye. E say ye ne fast. As ankofon ye hwem ni e chom. Ni e chom pa because they say I'm kura COVID-19 ya yehu. Wo ho anu bia ne se na no na ye nyandu 10,000 no bia.
No, straightforward.
Obi e ne nam 6,000 ye twu 10,000 straight. Why? Oh, fake news ni ya too much. Ya too much.
Yet also our page 9. Registrar General extends businesses deadline for filing annual returns. The Registrar General's Department says it has extended the deadline for the filing of annual returns and renewal of partnerships and businesses from July 31 to December 31, 2020. In a release issued in Accra and signed by the Constant Adomatechi, head of public relations, the RGD said there was for all companies limited by shares by guarantee, including churches, associations, and external companies. It said there was also not to be any penalty increase from 400 Ghana cedis to 450 from August 3, 2020, as initially communicated. To enable us serve you better, we are observing all the COVID-19 safety protocols of social distancing, and to avoid congestion, the department has decided to introduce a coupon system for all our services offered at the front office by serving only 200 clients daily, effective Wednesday, July 15, 2020. Sir Charles, Registrar General, so all Baby register companies near the was sorry anyway, also what two. My extension abam my days no I tintin send the obey to me aboa so no I.
Okay. I think say ebeboa at least ema obia no ahu say e fa ni say nyima eti say nti no I think say some mo register companies churches ni ade a eye ene me ehu nso do me ehu companies do ewo ho na atimi aboa ma adwuma no so atimi asiti I think say the ombeye bia na beboa ya ma ye so ye ni age no omnyema ye because nso ni bu ho a omu di nsɛmɔne company do hold di nsɛmɔne other institution ni bebre ho omu ye ni bia nsɛmfata se ba sa ne pa yebetimi attract om na yehu de ekɔ
Yet was why when you didn't see page 13 of the Daily Guide, German Embassy Foundation commissioned boreholes. King Cephas Bansa Foundation has, with the support of the German Embassy in Accra, commissioned a 2 borehole for the village in Hohoi district of the Volta region. The boreholes, which will provide water for some 500 residents in the community, were lobbied for by King Cephas Bansa, a Ghanaian national based in Germany, with his wife, Queen Gabrielle Bansa, from the German embassy. Commissioning the project, King Bansa said leaders of the community approached his foundation to assist them in constructing a borehole for the community. The community, until the completion of the project, had no access to potable water and so relied on streams, a situation which led to rising cases of waterborne disease. He added that an agreement for the project was signed at the embassy between the ambassador and King Bansa Foundation, represented by Emmanuel Bansa, project manager, and the general manager of the group. Sir Charles, water region forces to enya borehole. Ama nipa be 500 bi a ewo community nim na omo de na nsuo na omo nyan enye kra. Omo num na yare nkwa na eba. Omo de omasem koto Ghana ni a oti German de nim Mr. Bansa na ono so abeboa wo ma. Oma borehole aba kronim.
Me bona baso wa ya de se ahokyere wo ho sei na wo so timi firi akoma mu ye adoye sei ma water region for, and I think say ebeboa wo and omo so enhwe su yi omo hwe su yi de bia ye beka o mu hia sei eba no na fi mu ye na basa omo hwe su yi na intimi enche at least intimi di 10 years kura na nya ho esei kwa nipa no se ma hwe su yi na achenti no o ma ya de wa ya de so ye bona baso.
Aha, any idea there bon krata mun sensem no ebesi follow yen with various social media platforms, Facebook, any Instagram, MHTV, YouTube, and so Twitter, Marveling House Limited. Obetima subscribe to your channels now, be like, obe follow yen. Obetima visit your website www.marvelinghouse.com. In Mekua saw ya sene a Global Sky Security. Global Sky says someone is always watching, and a Leonard Holmes. Yeah, and a newspaper review no every no. Edi ameje one ama Akosomo na me abrante so no. Sir Charles.
Yeah, yes I.
And the bro, that your crew members ni na se omo so ya snake Father Dixon Jr. on kan ho anka hwini ho a ye betima sound engineer Papa Party B. Eje wa kwode so eso ya snake. Ye be san ba biom yakram.
Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence.
Alright, my name is Nesta Lenas. I'm the general manager of the company Global Sky Security Limited. Global Sky Security Limited, we are an international security company which we specialize in providing security services to various individuals or corporate organizations. When we talk of security systems, namely CCTV, access control device, electrical fence, tracking device, and security man guard officers as well.
The control room is designed in the way that we have radios, a VCR radio there, which monitors our vehicles when they go out for day and night patrols, just to receive first-hand information from supervisors and the team who go out for that patrol.
With the ICT part of the services that we're going to talk about, the CCTV security systems, the access control systems, tracking device systems, biometric door lock systems, and many more. So when we talk about the ICT part, that is the ICT part of the company. We specialize in what I've mentioned earlier. And when you talk about the physical aspect, that has to do with the professional man guard security services. These are professional guys who recruit. We do background check on them. We do profiling on them. We actually train them on two things: theory part and the physical part. Theory part for them to know how to work with people, human relations, and also when it comes to the physical part, how to defend them. To defend themselves in terms of a robbery or an attack. So, long story short, basically those are the two things as a company provide.
For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.